It's the 910 Sports Podcast.
And here we go.
Where we interview the best athletes from all over the world.
Ready?
From junior high to professional, while discussing the latest in sports. With host Icon E, Mr. Personality, Jacob the Great, and Mr. Georgia, Everything Steve-O.
What's going on? It's your boy Icon E, and we're here on 910 Sports once again. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank God for this opportunity to be able to come on here, you know what I'm saying, on this platform with my brothers, you know, to chop it up and, you know, talk about sports, interview great people and just feed the community, man. What's going on, Steve-O? What's going on? You know, man, you in the building, Mr. Georgia, everything, birthday boy, the whole nine. What's going on here?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Like you said, man, start off, you know, we want to always give honor to God for giving us another day to come do this thing. And, yeah, man, 35 trips around the sun tomorrow. It'll be 35 trips around the sun.
Okay. So what's going on, my brother? You know what I'm saying? Mr. Dallas Cowboy.
It is.
We going to the Super Bowl this year. Hey. Mr. Trevor Lawrence fan, what's going on? Jacob the Great, what's going on?
Hey, man, all I got to tell you, man, is I'm on this side of the dirt, and I got another day to get it right. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's all, man. And despite everything else, I'm just going to enjoy the golden ticket to be on Earth. You know what I mean? You know, peace is everything. So I'm here, man, and we got a lot to discuss this morning. Yeah.
Sure.
And you know, I mean, I just think people, man, Shannon Sharp too big for people running up on, boy. Shannon Sharp, you ever run up on me? Listen to me, I got something that'll hold you.
I don't think
I ain't fighting you, bro.
I don't think John Morant daddy knew how big Shannon Sharp was until he probably ran up on him and got close to him.
How do you not know how big he is, man?
Because on TV, bro, he looked big on TV. But I don't think a lot of folks don't ever been close to Shannon, bro. He different. He's country strong
TV,
too.
On TV, that man looked like Superman, Captain America, Incredible Hulk, all the above.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Man,
they already invaded the show.
Let me say this right here.
The show. The Philly fans already ready.
Don't nobody want to talk about no Hurts, man. Get out of here, man. Say good morning. Have a cup of coffee or something, man. How rude you come here talking about Hurts, man. That's the first thing you want to talk about is Hurts. Are you serious, man?
Yeah,
offer me a comic book. Offer me Jet Magazine or Heavy or something. Good morning, gentlemen. Can we stop trying to down Hurts?
Get on you early,
we don't need to stop down Hurts. Hurts is not somebody that we care about. You're a Philly fan, not us.
Hey, at the end of the day, I feel. I mean, Shannon, but see, like we just said, that man came at Shannon Sharp crazy first. Like he, you know what I'm saying? He talking about Dylan Brooks talking about F you. Shannon said F you back. And then the thing about it is Memphis, they don't like it when the rabbit got the gun. So this all go back to stem to the fact that when Shannon Sharp said on the show, he don't like the way they always talking and they ain't won nothing yet. So all of a sudden now y'all in y'all feelings when y'all see the man in person and y'all want to bring all that smoke to him like that. But the thing about it is Shannon Sharp worked out for real. Shannon Sharp been working in the mud and the picking up bricks and stuff since he was 5 years old.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, Steve. I couldn't call me one day and ask me what I was doing. I told him I was tearing down some chicken houses. He's like, "What?" he said, "Boy, you in that mud for real, boy. That real country life." Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, Steve. I told him I was tearing down some chicken houses and put up some fence posts. He was like, "What?"
Yeah, I remember I talked to you about that, and I was like, "What? You were like, yeah, boy, I'm out here getting it. I was like, yeah, I ain't built like that.
Yeah,
You built like you built like my granddad built. You know, granddad grab your ass right now. You gonna feel it. You hear me? Like, nah, that's that old man strength. Yeah, they knew. I think T. Morant, man, when he got close enough to see Shannon was bigger than the security, he was just like, hold on, let me talk to you. Like, he ain't want to fight no more. He wanted to talk at that point. He turned from gangster to diplomat real quick. So,
but you see what happened in the locker room in the back. And that's why I wonder what Fox gonna say, because Shannon, you know, when a black man getting his feelings, he's want to talk to somebody. So he did a whole interview with ESPN at halftime, and he basically told him, like, look, the dad they don't want none of this. Ja Morant don't want none of this. He was basically saying, none of them want none of this. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm telling you that's the type of black man you don't want to run up on, because he got people that work like that all their life. You better, they mess around and grab you by your neck, put you in that headlock. It's over with. You ain't getting out of that headlock.
And Skip Bayless don't want none either, man. Like I just can't.
People keep comparing.
Bro,
I see people comparing that. I see people comparing that and people saying that. But Skip ain't never came out and said, F you, Shannon. Now let me see the day when Skip come out on national TV and say, F you, Shannon. Right there on the show. I guarantee you Shannon is going to grab Skip.
Oh, they're going to move some furniture.
So that's why you can't really say that. People, man, Chris crazy. People really can't say that it's the same situation. Oh, Shannon told you to put your glasses back on. Skip told you to put your glasses back on. Well, that's different. Skip ain't say F that man right there to his face.
I think he really said,
hold on, Steve. Not to his face, but he said it so much indirectly. Indirectly hits hard just like directly to me.
Nah, I need for me to lose that kind of money that they're playing with on that show. For me to lose that kind of income, it's gonna take some direct disrespect, or I will indirectly address it behind the scenes.
They're owned by Walt Disney. They owned by the Cartoon Network. They can go to any network and make that type of money. He's Shannon Sharp, bro.
Yeah.
That man always tell us Skip Bayless gave him his shot after CBS. He always come out and say he owes Skip. He's not gonna do that, man. That man
same thing with Stephen A. But
anyway, they always say that. They owe Skip. What's up, Coach? How you doing?
Coach, how you doing?
What's up, fellas? Appreciate y'all having me.
Coach, Ortiz, what's up, man? How you doing this morning?
I'm actually doing wonderful, man. Yourselves?
Good, man. Good. So, man, welcome to the 901 Sports Podcast, where we get it in. We dig in on the debates, but we also bring influential people on the show like yourself. Welcome.
Most definitely. Appreciate y'all having me.
No doubt. So Coach, I know that you work and you training youth. So give us a little bit about your background and who you are and where you're from.
So my name is Josh Ortiz, Coach Ortiz. I actually just started coaching high school ball last year. My first year, I started out with youth football. The reason being was that I had a few nephews that I lived with, and I wanted to make sure they were staying out of trouble and getting taught properly. And it kind of stuck with me since. So I'm kind of becoming a full-time coach and looking how to become more involved in the community. So that's really all I've been focused on. Keeping them out of trouble and then trying to learn as much football as possible. So,
okay. So, what are the key positions that you coach?
Myself, I played wide receiver and defensive back, so those are the positions I specialize in. But I'm pretty familiar in all positions, so I could pretty much teach every position. Okay.
And so, Coach, what have you seen the importance of mentorship? Because when you grab the youth up and you coach them, man, that's mentorship, that's ministry, that's commitment, that's dedication. So what has been the most pivotal part of you working with the youth, and what did you learn the youth, and what were you teaching the youth?
Just kind of trying to teach them to be good young men outside of football. Basically I kind of figured out how to approach the kids and their parents and stuff. So that was all a learning lesson for me. It was new. I was kind of afraid to completely be myself and be vulnerable, which I'm learning how to do. networking with parents and coaches. That's pretty important to me, which I'm learning how to do as well. I'm pretty new to all of this. I've been doing it for 5 years, but I want to progress. So I'm looking to get involved with more programs and try to get more involved with leadership and everything. So just looking for alternatives for them through myself is kind of what I've been looking to do. So.
Okay. Icon?
Go ahead, Steve. I'm jumping in behind you.
All right, what's going on, Coach? Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, Steve-O?
I'm doing good. Coach, I know you said this was your first year coaching high school ball. What would you say, man, some of your toughest challenges were when it comes to your first year? Like some of the things that you may have didn't really think about as a head coach or never really thought about having to deal with from a head coach's perspective that may have caught you off guard?
Well, I was actually an assistant position coach. I taught the wide receiver defensive backs at the sophomore level. So the whole program starts from learning the varsities program down to us. So we were pretty much mirroring what they were doing. So a couple of challenges that I found were trying to find a way to, implement things that I wanted to do while keeping the program's vision and program intact. So I found it pretty easy to teach what they were teaching, but I found it a little difficult to kind of teach things that, techniques that I work on, that I like, to kind of add my own flair to coaching and teaching. So I found that a little difficult, as well as building relationships. Some coaches think they know everything, but they're hard to communicate with or set in their ways. So that was something I had to learn how to be more assertive, how to communicate, and how to compromise. Really, it sucks, but you want the best for everyone, and I feel like in the future I want to be a head coach so I can have that responsibility and be that decision maker. But I kind of had to take a backseat to decision making, which was fine because it was my first year and it was a learning process, which I learned so much. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
Cool. And Coach, I know you talked about wanting to be a head coach and having your own program and doing it your way. Are there any pro coaches or any professional coaches that you may look at and say, hey, I like the way this coach does something, or I like the way this coach, carries himself? Is there any influences that you have maybe on a pro or a higher level that you may have in your coaching journey?
I think right now it's Coach Prime, man. I know it's going to be pretty much everybody's hot pick, but the fact that the man played, the fact that he's melanated and he's young enough to reach out to the youth in a way that some of these coaches, not that they can't, but they haven't found out to get these players to play for them. And there's a reason that they're looking for younger coaches too. But I love his charisma. I love how he approaches the game, and the man's teaching good knowledge. He wasn't perfect on the field, but he's a leader amongst young men, and I admire that for sure.
Cool. All right, and I always do this, Coach. You say you play wide receiver and DB. Give me your favorite one. Which one you like better?
Ooh,
wide receiver.
I still haven't been able to pick. So one of my goals this year, actually, I think I'm going to start a DB school here. So I'm going to have to go ahead and pick DB because I noticed in the Midwest, the Illinois area, there's no DB specialist.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to go ahead and look into getting into that niche.
Give me your Mount Rushmore defensive backs, your top 4 DBs.
Ooh, that's tough. I like guys that could come up and stick. I also like guys that can cover. So when you're looking at coverage and sticking, you got guys like Champ. You got guys like Woodson. Charles Woodson was a stud at coverage and coming up and sticking. Those are probably 2 of my favorite. Of course, Prime. You throw Prime in there because, of course, he's one of the greatest coverage DBs ever. And honestly, the last one's a toss up. I like cats like Rod Woodson. He was a ball magnet. That's an older pick, but Buddy was one of my favorites. And I like hard hitters. The Steve Atwaters and cats like that. You don't see too many of those cats anymore. But if I were to have to pick 3, it definitely would probably be Charles Woodson, Champ Bailey, and probably Prime.
Okay, give me this then. Troy Polamalu or Brian Dawkins? Which one you take? You got one football game to win. You got Troy Polamalu or Brian Dawkins. Which one you taking?
I think it's situationally. I was more so thinking the corners and stuff. I think it's situationally they were both great at their respective positions. I'm gonna probably pick Troy. Troy was probably more of my favorite player. He was just all over the field. Brian Dawkins was more of a hitter than me. He instilled fear in the players and just the energy he bring. Yeah, you don't see that too much more out of cats these days. So that's a tough one. I'll probably go one over and pick Ed Reed over both of them.
I agree with you. You said come up and sticky, so I was thinking somebody a hard hitter. Ed Reed, he'll hit you. Don't get me wrong. I just don't really. I think most of his plays or highlights. When I think Ed Reed, I'm taking it back 99 yards. You know what I mean? I'm taking it back 100 yards. But yeah, appreciate you, Coach, man. I appreciate you coming on with us this morning, man. Icon, you got something for him?
Yeah, I was gonna say this before we moved on from that. The only thing I hate about this conversation is that they always disrespect my boy. Not you personally.
I was about to say
Darryl Green. Who, Darryl Green?
I was thinking about Darryl Green. Darryl Green, to me, as a kid, he was the first one. He was before all these cats. And he was the first one. You got to think he did 22 years.
Yeah.
And even up to his last probably year, he was still covering cats. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's true. But Washington, just Washington. It's Washington. That's all it is. It's Washington, bro. It's Washington. It's Washington. That's all it is.
But I'm going to say this. Out of all the people that y'all named, Steve, you and Coach Ortiz, it ain't but two men that quarterbacks were scared to throw to their side.
Who you got?
Prime, and Darryl Green.
Yeah, they would throw to the Darryl Green side. They would not
throw
to his side.
I'm with y'all. But I just think a lot of the time, a lot of people don't use that name or come up it's because of what he played at. That's all. We don't talk to a lot of people that are Washington fans, besides you. I mean, it's a lot of them out there. I know it is. I know a few, but we just don't talk to them. We don't talk to them.
Yeah, I feel you. But anyway, Coach, I'm glad you said the thing about Deion, because what's the importance? What's the importance you think of being able, like that, what he did with Travis Hunter this past year, where he had him play both sides of the ball, wide receiver and DB? What you think? How important that was for his growth?
I think that was very important because you don't see that at the college level much. So for him to get those reps and for him to be able to kind of see what he can do all around as a football player instead of on one side of the ball is actually very beneficial. And it opens the eyes for other coaches and players who are able to somewhat do some of those same things. You don't see that much. And I love that. I hope Travis Hunter gets to play both sides of the ball at the next level. You see a few cats that did it prior, but it doesn't get done anymore. Prime being one of them. I love that about football. There's not too many. Actually, I can't even think of any right now that they let both ways. The last one I think I could remember was Devin Hester. He didn't even play corner. They decided to put the ball in his hands because he was such a good return man, But okay. I can't think of any cats in the last.
I can't think of nobody nobody. Yeah, nah, he can't.
Nah, not like that. Not like that. Not the way Trevor Hunter was getting off. Not the way that Trevor Hunter was getting off. He was, especially in them last two games, that championship game. My mind was blown how good this cat was.
But we're gonna see who he is though. This year we're gonna see who he really is.
I'm with you, Jacob. Yep,
we're gonna see who he really is.
He's gonna have to show us.
And they got the number one corner in the country again.
Yeah, and we're gonna see who he is too.
They're gonna get cooked.
They might be coming in, even if your first year as a rookie or as a freshman, you gonna get schooled a few times. So you ain't gonna come in and dominate.
This is a whole different level of ball play. Like
they won one game last year. They won one game. Deion ain't gonna go to 7 wins from 1 win to 7. I'm sorry. I love Prime. I really do. But I think it's.
I believe it will, because that conference ain't as great, ain't that good anyway.
It ain't that bad either.
They got a tough schedule though.
Yeah, I'm about to say their schedule is tough.
I think he's gonna at least get enough wins to get to a bowl game, though. I really do. I mean, but anyway, so Coach, we talk about a lot, especially on our other platform, about mental health. So what do you see? Where do you feel like you can contribute and you can kind of help when you see these kids dealing with certain things, social issues and things of that nature, and maybe issues at home? How you feel like you can contribute to maybe helping these kids and navigate through life a little bit that you coaching?
So I try to use the sport as fuel to keep you, on the field and use kind of those emotions and stuff and keep them there on the field. But I think that's very important. I've been speaking with a gentleman by the name of Marcus Cage, and he works with a company called Divine Works. It's actually youth mentorship here locally. We've been speaking back and forth, but I haven't formally got to meet him and get involved. But that's something I plan on doing this year. Just seeing what he does and how he works with the youth, and I kind of want to do something similar. So I think it's very important. I actually myself, I kind of struggled with the anger management and managing emotions and stuff. So the better I get with teaching coping skills is just beneficial to the kids.
Okay. Jacob.
So Josh, for you, man, when it comes to that parent coach relationship, how important is that when you're working with somebody else's children, man? And with you being, having that solid relationship with the parents, does that allow you to get the kids to the next level on an even bigger note?
Absolutely. I think that's the main that's the main goal is to get the parents and coaches on the same page. And I think that it really benefits the kids when they actually have involved parents. I haven't had the luxury of having the best parents, but I'm learning how to build the relationships the right way. And it makes it 1,000 times easier with the kid, because now when they come to you, the expectation is the same that they're getting at home, and the message is the same. There's no confusion or mixed messages.
Okay. So you as a coach, man, we have to discuss the importance of GPAs, SATs, ACTs, and we have to discuss the importance of understanding where a student is at, if they're JUCO, Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. So the importance of the GPA and the SATs and stuff like that, man. How do you stress that to parents, and the importance of it, man? How do you reach a kid when every kid is not smart as the next kid? So some kids have to be reached in a different way. So what is your strategy to reach kids that may not get the schoolwork like another kid?
Right. I've actually struggled with that a little bit. This transition from youth to high school, really more with youth. In high school, I was working for a private high school, so they're paying for their kids to be there. The experience is a lot different than what I was dealing with the youth kids. But getting them prepared for the next level was always my goal. And I think that that's very important for us as coaches to talk about. How to be an athlete outside of just football, a student athlete. And I haven't personally found resources to help those kids, which I haven't seen too many struggling in the classroom myself. But I think that's my goal this year with Divine Works, and maybe even starting something myself to provide resources to those parents of kids that don't have, that are at risk and don't have the same resources as others.
Okay. And upon you doing that, man, I hear a lot of we interview a lot of coaches, and a lot of coaches don't talk about the high school scouting report. So upon going into the next season, man, do you guys look at the high school scouting report on who put on weight, who got taller, the new offensive coordinator of the school, where they come from, and if this student never played football but he was a track athlete, and they added him to the receiver corps? So do you guys look at the scouting report?
Absolutely. So with my sophomore guys, I had a multitude of kids that never played before, but they were transitioning from their respective sports. Couple track kids, I think a baseball kid, things of that nature. And I didn't get to talk too much to the coaches because I was pretty new there, but the kids themselves, they transition pretty well. I do think that, it's not an easy transition when you never played before. So for me, having those type of kids, it did take a little bit more work, and seeing the other coaches put them right to the bottom of the depth chart, it kind of, it kind of made me work a little bit harder with those individuals, because I understood that we're only as good as our worst player. So I wanted to make sure that those cats got the same teaching as our star players,
Okay. I'll tell you, y'all got anything else?
Steve, you got want to say anything?
No, that was I just
Oh,
appreciate you coming on, Coach. Thank you.
Coach, one more thing. Do you require as a coach, because a coach is a mentor, a coach is like a father, a coach is like the new uncle. So as a coach, do you require progress reports and report cards? And are you in contact with some of the teachers if a student is not doing good in language arts, or they're not good in biology or science, or are they struggling in this? So are you in contact with the teachers? Is there tutoring programs set up for those student athletes so they'll have their next year of eligibility?
There is. So at the high school I was at, it wasn't the responsibility of me personally. The head coach would handle that. He'd reach out to the varsity head coach, who would reach out to the AD, and I think that's how the chain of commands worked. But for the youth guys, if I plan on going back to youth and I had parents approaching me with those type things, I think that would be very important to find resources for them, tutoring, just for them to be able to stay on pace and to stay on the field. So me personally, I didn't reach out to the teachers and stuff. I met a few, but I wasn't in communication with them, which I do understand as a head coach. That's something I will be having to do at the next level. So that's something I will be working on.
Okay, cool, Coach. That's all I have for right now. Back to you, Icon.
Okay. Well, basically, I know you said you wanted to be a full-time coach or a head coach at some point. Do you have a preference of staying like in your area in the state of Illinois, or are you open to like moving around and going to other parts of the country? So when it comes to your dream job, is it somewhere in Illinois, or is it just somebody just giving you an opportunity?
I would probably say a dream job would be staying close to home, but I'm very open to all opportunities. The reason being I would like to stay close to home is because I have 5 nieces and nephews that I'm really close with, and I just want to be able to stay close to them. My sister being a single mother, I try to help with them. I don't do the best job, but it's all been a learning process, and I don't have any kids of my own, so they're like my own. So I just want to stay close to them.
I can dig that.
Yeah, that's understandable. So when the day you become, we're gonna speak it to existence. So the day you become a head coach, what do you feel like your style would be, as far other than, I know you talk about, you look up to a Prime or Deion Sanders when it comes to his approach, but as far as like the X and the O's type style, are you more the type of coach that like be wide open with the playbook, or are you more conservative? And what do you feel like what would you bring if you were sitting down in front of an AD and was telling him what kind of style you would bring to a program?
That's funny that you asked, because I have I love the old way of football where you only need 4 yards every play. 3.5, you get 3.5 yards a pop, you're going to get a first down every time. So I love that way of football, but I also love how creative coaches can be, where there's moving parts, pulling guys, motions, and stuff like that. So I wouldn't get too cute with play calling, but I would definitely try to do something a little bit different than guys aren't doing. You see everybody trying to turn into spread teams now, and then you find teams that are still doing double wings and stuff like that. So I would definitely have a few varieties of formations and be able to do a little bit of both, ground and pound and a little bit of spread and air raid. So I would look to have a balanced attack, more maybe zone run, zone read, RPO type stuff. But I want to make sure it's modern, because I kind of love how the direction that football is going with, the RPOs and quick decision making. It just makes it so much harder for defenses to keep up. So.
Okay. Well, anybody got anything else?
Who wins today? Hold on, I got one. Who wins today, Coach? Who you got winning today? You got the Bengals and the Bills playing.
That's a tough one. I want the Bills to win. I think it's going to be an overtime game. It's probably going to be like maybe 27-24, 23-20. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. Probably 2-3 touchdowns each team, maybe a couple field goals.
I'm rooting for the Bills too, but only because I want the Chiefs and the Bills to have to play here in Atlanta so I can go to the game. But that's a whole different motivation. And then we got the Cowboys and the 49ers tonight. Who you got winning?
Man, I feel like the Cowboys are gonna shit the bed again, man. I hope for America that they don't, but I feel like the Cowboys are gonna let us down again, man. I got San Fran. Their play calling's too good. They got too many weapons. Defense is too good.
We ain't gonna get beat by no third string quarterback, man.
Not in the playoffs, yeah.
That man ain't never.
You said it. Yeah, you said it.
That man ain't. That man ain't never felt the wrath of Parsons and that front line. We gonna fold him up. He gonna need some of that Cam Newton chicken noodle soup.
Okay, all right. You said it now. You know what I mean? Remember, you said it. We didn't say this. You said this.
Okay.
I think it's going to come down to the coach's game plan, though, protecting him. If he tries to put him in too many bad positions, then it's going to go bad for San Fran. But if they play how they've been playing, that boy's doing his job.
I don't know, man, because
Shanahan don't change his game.
They couldn't protect Jimmy G or Trey all the other cats. So protection, quarterback always hurt in San Francisco.
He's a different type of athlete. Even the GM said, even John Lynch said he didn't realize how athletic this dude was. He a different type of athlete. You know what I'm saying? He a little faster than Jimmy G.
Okay, Mr. Cosigner.
And he got his confidence a little bit better. Like Trey Lance didn't seem confident to me. Purdy walked on the field like, I don't got no
Hold up, Icon. How you know that man ain't seen confident, man? There you go, seeing stuff on the TV.
Confident to me. He didn't look confident.
Psychic Icon. There you go, man.
You can tell if a man looks scary.
See, get the boy, man. The boy wilding out. Get the boy, man.
You ever get arguing with somebody, or you be around somebody, you be like, man, yeah, he's scared in the mud. You know somebody. Stop playing. You stop playing.
That don't mean he ain't confident. That means that he ain't with the rah-rah.
Oh my God. Okay, well, either way, he went with the rah-rah then. He went with the
man. That man. If you sold on Pretty after 4 games, Icon. Something wrong with you, man.
That's what I said.
Just throw your football away, throw your jerseys away, throw everything away.
Can y'all let Coach give us a score, man? Can y'all let Coach give us a score?
All right, so let's see. I think the score of that one, I think that one's gonna be a little low scoring too. I probably say let's go 28-24. 28-24. I'll go 28-24 San Fran.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming on this morning, Coach, and giving us your time. I know it's early, but we appreciate you coming on here, and anywhere we can support you in your program, let us know. You see, we always here doing things, so just let us know what we can do to help you out.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys a lot. Looking forward.
Appreciate you, man. I'll definitely be in contact this week.
Tell the people how they can get in touch with you, Coach. Give the people your social media, anything like that.
Yep, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's really me .93 EST .93. Sorry, it's really me EST .93. Or you can just look up Josh Ortiz. You can find me on all 3 of the social medias: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have off-season training coming up. I'm in tune with Make 'em Sweat Academy, which that starts a 9-week program. Fellow coach, I have another coach, A Game to Train. He's got basketball program, so we got a lot of stuff working for this year. I'm looking forward to it, and I appreciate you guys for bringing me on. Thanks a lot, and then hopefully we could do this again.
Yes, sir. We'll do it again with you, the head coach.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Hopefully I have some good news for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you. Later.
Yeah, so let's get back to this, man. So anyway, I ain't say that. That ain't what I said. I just said
I ain't seen nobody that co-sign stuff like you, bro. You always co-signing somebody else. You don't be co-signing nobody else's team, bro. Don't co-sign nobody else's team, man.
Every time we get talking about the Cowboys,
let your team. That's your team. Watch the game in peace.
If it was San Francisco playing against somebody else, you wouldn't have said nothing. But then
bro. Anybody know me that I ain't never like San Francisco. I never will. Ever.
I get it.
What's wrong with San Francisco, bro?
Go back to the 80s, to the 90s.
Steve, stop, bro. Stop, bro. Stop.
I guess y'all had
49ers and Dallas, we understand it. They
My bad.
My
bad. Yeah, my bad.
Super Bowls in the 90s.
My bad.
I get it. I understand why you hate them. You know what I'm saying? I would hate them too. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't they stop y'all train?
It was vice versa. We stopped each other.
It'll be a good one. I think it'll be a good one today, though. What y'all think about that first game?
Yeah, Deion. Did Deion leave Dallas to go to San Francisco? Or was it the other way around?
No. He left San Fran to come to Dallas.
To go to Dallas. Okay,
Get it right, Icon. Get it right.
My bad.
What y'all think about that first game, though? I know, Jacob, you always talked about Josh Allen. You talked about him all year long, how you didn't believe in him. What you think? You think he going to wet the bed today, or you think he going to win?
Man.
I don't believe no Josh. Nah, bro. I got Joe Blow upset the nation again. You know what I mean? Because to me, they still don't believe in Joe Blow. They don't. Because they rarely mention his when they mention Allen and Mahomes and Hurts. They even mention the bomb Justin Herbert name over Joe Blow.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Justin Herbert. People always talking about this. So, man, get out of here, bro. I told y'all at the beginning of the season, man.
You did.
That dude ain't who the commentators say he is. He's not.
Yeah, I mean, you did say it. I mean, I think just because of Joe Burrow's experience from last year and the way he just a better quarterback to me. You know what I'm saying? He's just better than Josh Allen. Josh Allen make way too many mistakes. Not just throwing the ball. He fumbled the ball 3 times last week. You know what I'm saying? And one of them was recovered, by the other team. So that alone, he a liability on the field a lot of time. The way he just reckless with the ball. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like Cincinnati. You know what I mean? They just want to get back. They want to because I think, to be honest with you, Cincinnati know they can beat Kansas City because they done beat them 3 times in a row. So they chomping at the bit. Oh, we get it.
They can beat Buffalo.
Super Bowl. Huh?
They can beat Buffalo, man.
Who can? Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they can beat Buffalo, but what I'm saying is they know if they beat Buffalo, they can beat Kansas City and go back to the Super Bowl. They know that because they done did it 3 times in a row. And it's different.
Kansas City looked bad yesterday, man. Like anybody else that Patrick Mahomes was playing, he couldn't have beat them. Walking like Riley on the show, amen. He couldn't know.
Well, I ain't gonna say they look bad. He just was hurt. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say he look bad.
Okay.
It's a lot on him. It's a lot of pressure on Pat Mahomes.
It's a difference between looking bad and you playing bad and you looking bad.
I'm not saying I wasn't saying that to say anything. I'm saying that to say he has to do it every play. Like there is no hand the ball off and just watch it. Like bro has to do something every play that he has to do something spectacular for them to win. And I don't think that they have the best team out of the last. Let's say we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 6 teams left. Well, what?
4 teams left.
4 now. Well, 5, 6 until they finish today. They probably got the worst all around team. Their defense yesterday was letting Trevor Lawrence them go up and down the field. They made a few turnovers that I think they were more on Jacksonville.
Kept them in the game though. Their defense kept them in the game when Patrick Mahomes went down. That defense stepped up. They was getting at Trevor Lawrence a little bit. That's why they was able to keep that lead. I
think it was more about the Jags being in their own way. I ain't saying that their defense wasn't there. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars just showed their inexperience. I think all that came into play. Trevor throwing interceptions. Wide receivers can't get open. The wide receiver, the running back catch the ball and fumble the ball as soon as he finna get the first down. Like it was just so much that happened that was kind of like a team that wasn't ready for the moment. That's the only reason why I think Kansas City won. I think they were able to stay cool on the pressure. But I don't think you'll be able to do that against Joe Blow. I don't think you'll be able to do that against Josh Allen. So
that last play I seen was Jacksonville could have scored, and that boy fumbled that ball, man.
The moment too big.
If I was on the sideline, it wouldn't have been good for him. It wouldn't have been good for him, bro. It would have been good for him, bro.
So well, shoot. Let me ask y'all about this before we move on to some. We'll move on to, back to the other game. Let's talk about this Ed Reed situation. I don't know if y'all seen the video. Did y'all see his press conference yesterday?
Yeah.
And my thing is, this is why when we had that heated discussion talking about Deion being a sellout and all that, and I said y'all don't understand. A lot of people who don't know about HBCUs, they just look at it from a one man going to another school. And a lot of people made a good point when they said that Deion didn't come from HBCU, then he decided to go help in that community. And then secondly, it's a lot to be going on behind the scenes with HBCUs that I didn't even want to call out because I didn't want to make us look bad. But HBCU's been dropping the ball for a very long time, not just on the sports side, on the academic side and everything. Yeah, it's some programs that's good, like a Howard and a Hampton and the A&T and certain ones, but a lot of them schools and them HBCUs, I'm telling y'all, you know what I mean? Somebody that's been embedded his whole life as far as knowing people and family members and stuff, them HBCUs, man, they be dropping the ball, man, bad.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's why Ed Reed was in his feelings because he wasn't expecting that. He, you know what I mean? That was terrible with the trash.
I just didn't think Ed Reed was a good fit for that school anyway.
Well,
it's hard to say. It's hard to say because he didn't get the time to really do nothing. Yeah. I can't say who would be a good fit for that type of situation there, Jacob, because you go in there, I already know you, Jacob. You walk into anything, they say, yeah, Jacob, you head coach, your office over there in that building, and you open up that door and there's a trash bag start falling out. I know you're going to lose your damn mind. I know it.
I mean, hey, man, I can't say who I fit, man, but, man, for, like, when I heard Ed Reed was gonna be down there, and I know about Bethune-Cookman, I was like, boy, this ain't gonna end up good.
I got you. He is more of a FAMU type guy, right? Yeah, he more of a FAMU. But to me, Bethune-Cookman gonna probably need a little bit more of a business type guy, not so much of a street guy.
They need somebody gonna keep their mouth shut.
And so let me explain something to you, man. Bethune-Cookman was just in the red about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah,
but just in the red, the school was threatening to get shut down, bro. Like it was just in the red.
And I think Ed Reed went in there and found out why. I think he went in there and said, "Oh, you get all the money. You got everybody coming back snitching to you, telling you what's going on." And when he started asking the questions about, hey, there's funding that was given to us for this, where's the money for this? Then it's like, oh, we got to get him out of here. He asking too many questions. He worried about where their money is. He got to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because popular man, listen, the people who work for HBCUs have been stealing money for over 70 years, man.
Yeah. They owe $250 million. They owe Tennessee State $250 million. That's what Eddie George said. So my thing is, I'm mad at Eddie George. You sit here and want to get mad at Deion, and you know what was going on. You know what was going on at your school.
When he got mad at Deion.
Remember, he was one of the ones that was mad for Deion for leaving. He was the one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. He was one of the ones that was disappointed too. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you know what's going on. You should have warned your brother. You know what I'm saying? Reggie Theus is the AD at Bethune-Cookman. So you're a black man who come from professional sports, and you basically threw this man out the window. I mean, threw the man out the window. You know what I'm saying? With Ed Reed, and that's what Ed Reed was saying.
You said, who the AD man?
Reggie Theus is the AD at Bethune-Cookman.
No, I ain't know that.
Reggie Theus that play NBA basketball.
For real?
I ain't know that.
Yep. And he the one that threw the man out with the baby without with the bathwater. You know what I'm saying? Instead of sitting the man down and saying, "Listen, what you did was unacceptable, but we can get past it." That was all that was, because that man threw them under the bus. He could have said, "What you did was unacceptable at the time." First of all, the man that came down there, you ain't paying him not one dime. Everything he doing, he coming out of pocket. He even got the grounds people from Baltimore to come down there and help him. He got people that he knew and paid their way to come down there and help him out of town, out of his own pocket. He was paying for all these kids and stuff to come into town to help out early, to clean up stuff. He was paying everything out of his own pocket. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, y'all should have been grateful the man even came in, and you're not paying him yet. You ain't got no contract for the man.
He ain't got no contract for him.
And he got 26 recruits. He had 26 recruits show up yesterday. And was going to have more come today.
What did the AD say?
He didn't really go into ways to go see. What they did was they put out a letter saying that Ed Reed is resigning from the job. He's removing his name from the candidacy. And he said he never said that. He said, I was never planning on leaving. So he had the lady, the secretary, whoever it was, some lady read the email. He said, now they put this in the email that I said I was resigning. I'm not removing my name from nothing. They don't want me here. That's what he kept saying. He kept saying they don't want me here. He said, why would I leave? And I brought 26 recruits just yesterday. I guess they had some kind of dinner party or something the night before. And he was like, why would I leave? And I just sit here and talk to every individual person, every parent, mom, dad, about their kid. He said I had other recruits coming in, and they told me you might as well cancel the other recruitments, I guess, that was supposed to come in, when they come on campus or whatever. He said, you might as well cancel that or whatever. He said, why would I leave the school and I got all these kids coming? He said, I'm about these kids. He said, think about these colleges.
So you don't think you don't think that Theo's gonna find a way to get rid of him?
Yeah.
Get rid of who?
Reggie Theos, man. That's who we talking about.
No, you say they gonna find a way to get rid of Reggie Theos?
You don't think they'll find a way to get rid of Ed Reed?
They already did.
That's what I'm saying. They did. He was the one that was behind it. He was the one that told him he had to
but
go.
But is it officially that he's gone from there or not?
Yes, it's official.
Yeah, but Bethune-Cookman already put a statement out.
That's why he was on his interview. That's why he was in the press conference crying or whatever, because he officially
was crying. What you mean he was crying?
You know what I'm saying? He was crying because of kids, because every basically was upset at the fact that the way they fired him, and now these two recruits that showed up, all these recruits that showed up, they basically like he's not gonna be there to coach. And now they stuck without the coach that they came to play for. You know what I'm saying? So what he said he wasn't crying for himself. He was crying for the kids. Like y'all kids, you feel what I'm saying?
Jacob, there you go.
It wasn't like no boo-hoo crying, but it was like, when you get emotional and you get upset like you ready to fight, Mike, it was like one of them type of cry. It wasn't no tears, it wasn't no slobbering, all that type of cry. It was more like you in the middle of you cussing folks out, and you go and you shed a couple of tears while you cussing the folks.
I'm gonna have to do a video about Ed Reed today.
Huh?
I'm gonna have to do a vlog about Ed Reed today.
Oh Lord, there you go. Everybody can't be tough like you all the time.
I ain't tough all the time, man. But man, listen, man. It's just like the Shannon Sharp situation, man. The Shannon Sharp situation is like me trying to fight Chris Rock, with him trying to fight Ja Morant and his daddy. Shannon Sharp no better than that, man. That's apple and oranges. They ain't got one got nothing to do with the other. You know what I'm saying? You're dead wrong, man. Listen, man. When Ed Reed seen his office like that, he should have known that Reggie ain't give a damn about what was going on.
You ain't lying.
I mean, you got to fly people in from Baltimore, grounds people, and you got to clean up an HB.
And like I said, he brought his own guy that he helped, that he mentored.
But I still wouldn't have cried about it.
He wasn't crying about that,
Jay. He just got emotional when he started talking about the kids and how much work they had put in with him, and how much work he was going to put in with the kids, and how he really wanted to be there for the kids. But apparently that his motive for coming for the university wasn't even about the betterment of the university or the betterment of the kids. They just wanted his name for the check.
That's all.
That's what he was upset about, because at the end of the day, he was dealing with kids that just lost their parents. Cause one of his kids, I think dad just died or something. So they all these kids looking up to him to pull them out their situation. And now all of a sudden, I don't know, a lot of them. He brought his own nephew from Southern over to Bethune-Cookman, and he's like, they want my nephew to stay here after the way they did things. He like, where they do that at? So he like, it's a lot going on. Just, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't about him. He said, I don't care about the money.
Man, what's gonna happen right now is somebody gonna get Ed another job, and all them kids that Ed got right now, Gonna take him. I don't care if they give him a defense coordinator job or whatever. It might not be head coach. So somebody gonna get another job.
Deion gonna step up because Deion called. I think Deion called him during the
press conference. Yeah, Deion FaceTimed in. Yep.
Yeah, so Deion gonna help him. Why? Deion gonna help him land on his feet.
Oh yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back in Miami. You know, Miami love him. You know, Hurricane.
But
the Hurricanes love him.
Nah, bro, they don't love him like they say they do. Listen, man. Miami should have been gave that man a coaching job, man.
He was on the staff. He was on Miami staff last year.
Well, he had no real job, Steve. He was a consultant.
Steve,
no real job.
Steve, he was the advisor, man.
Hold on. I can't go nowhere right now, me personally, and tell them, hey, I want to come in here and coach our program. And they're gonna say, well, what you done coached before? Ed Reed ain't never been a coach before. You got to bring him in as a something. You can't bring him in as a defensive coordinator.
You could have been a defensive back coach. You could have brought him as a DB coach.
Not in college, I could. It don't work like that in college. Your DB coach has to be able to go in, recruit, and be doing X's and O's. In college, it don't work like that. Your name is not going to get you anything in college.
That's not true.
I'm going to give y'all a perfect example. No, yes, it is. No. And I'm going to give you an example. Patrick Surtain was brought on by FSU this year. He was a consultant last year. Patrick Surtain has been a consultant and a recruiting coordinator for FSU for like 3 years before they even made him a DB coach this year. You can't just give these guys a position based off name in college. These kids don't care about what Ed Reed did. A lot of these kids don't care. It's about what can you do for me to get me to the next level. What can you do for me to get me an NIL?
What kids are you talking about? Man, listen, I ain't gonna go there.
I'm talking about kids that are getting recruited to these 5-star programs.
So you ain't talking about kids with an elevated mindset to understand who
I'm talking about the average. I'm talking about the average 15-year-old. I'm talking about the average 15 to 16-year-old. That's who they're recruiting. The average 15 to 16-year-old is not gonna care about what Ed Reed did. They not.
Why not, Steve?
Because they care about what Ed Reed can do for them.
If a man he's gotten to the next level and played almost 20 seasons in the NFL, okay. If you say so. Y'all generation different.
Well, anyway, man, we about to get up out of here for the day. I want to appreciate Joshua Ortiz, high school football coach, for coming on this morning. Me personally, real quick, I'm taking Cincinnati and 49ers to win today. So that's just my spiel on it. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
So big.
Anyway, we out. Hey, hold on, Jake, before you get off. I got to show you something real quick. Before you jump off, but we about to go ahead and end it. Y'all be good.
Peace.